and welcome to the last video of the series. We hope that you've gone through the previous 5 videos which cover topics such as helping your children identify between unsafe and safe situations, teaching them the correct names of the private body parts, and 3 body safety rules. Like always, resources will be in the description box below or the link in the bio. And at the end of this video, there's a Google form that you can download and send to us. Should you send that to us, we'd be happy to send you an e-certificate. This video is about what you can do if your child does come and share with you that they've been unsafe. We understand this is a really scary situation to be in and can be quite devastating for anyone involved. However, there are some do's and don'ts that you can follow that will ensure you deal with the situation in the best possible manner and help your child in the best possible way. So let's begin with the do's. The first thing you need to do when your child tells you this is to keep calm. I know it's the opposite of what you're feeling at that time, and it's really hard to stay calm at this time, but it's taken your child even more courage to come and tell you this, and they're probably feeling much more afraid and devastated than you are. So it's very important for you at this time to keep calm and listen to what your child has to say. We've often seen that children observe parents' reaction, and if they feel like their parents are panicking or not feeling okay with what they've shared, they can backtrack or just change or say that they were joking or lying about what they were saying. So important for you to keep calm. Next is you need to communicate to the child that you believe in them and genuinely believe in your child. Children find it very, very hard to come and talk to you about this and are afraid that you may not believe them. The perpetrator that did this to them was in a position of power that they've abused, and hence could maybe even convince the child that no one's going to believe them. So it's important for you to tell your child that you believe them. The next thing that you need to keep in mind is that ensure the child's safety immediately. That has to be your number one priority. The perpetrator could be somebody who's at home or in the child's vicinity, and you need to ensure that they don't have access to your child in any way. Next is to inform the child what are the steps that you're going to be taking to keep them safe. For example, if you need to inform somebody else, you need to tell your child that yes, I'm going to be informing this one, or I'm going to be keeping you safe by making sure that you're not going to see the person who did this to you. So you need to explain to your child a little bit at least about what you're going to do, so they feel like, okay, my parent or trusted adult has a grip on the situation and they can start getting grips of the situation themselves as well. It's therapeutic and helpful for a child to experience that. You need to, and this is the most important, tell the child it is not their fault. Majority of children that experience sexual abuse would not come and tell you because they think it is their fault. So it is always important to tell the child that if even in the previous video when we discussed the third rule of telling a trusted adult, it's important that you highlight to the child that if they ever came and told you, you'd believe them and you would know that it's not their fault. And it genuinely wasn't. It was the perpetrator's fault who did something like this. The last thing you need to remember is that you can reach out to professional help. This is a traumatic situation, not just for your child, but for you all as a family. Hence, important to reach out to professional help such as counselors or reach out to legal counsel so that you're better equipped to handle this situation. Some don'ts that you need to follow. Do not ask too many questions to your child, because asking them a lot of questions at that time may just overwhelm them, and this is an overwhelming situation already for them to be in. So don't ask too many questions. Don't confront the abuser in front of the child. Sometimes we may want to yell at the abuser or tell them off in front of the child, but it can be extremely triggering for the child and they may relive the traumatic experience, or the perpetrator may have threatened the child after perpetrating the abuse. Hence, it might scare the child even more. So it's just better to not confront the abuser in front of the child. Don't blame the child. This cannot be a child's fault. There was a power that was exploited in this situation, and we cannot emphasize enough, please don't blame the child. Don't make promises that you can't keep to your child. Now this can be a little tricky. So your child might tell you that you have to promise me you won't tell anyone. Well, you know that it's not going to be possible to tackle this situation without talking to someone about it in a lot of cases. You might need to tell your spouse, or you might need to tell the perpetrator themselves so that they're away from the child. And if the child still insists on you promising certain things that you know you may or may not live up to, please tell the child that you're doing this for their own safety. Also remember that the child's trust was broken by someone they knew well and probably trusted. You don't want yourself to become another person who breaks your child's trust, so don't make promises you can't keep. Lastly, what we'd like you to remember is that in India, sexual offense against children is a criminal offense, and it is an offense that needs to be mandatorily reported by law. The chief law that covers sexual offences against children is called POCSO, that is Protection of Children from Sexual Offences, POCSO, POCSO. And the resource for that can be found in the description box below. POCSO is a very child-friendly law. It's easy to understand. It's quite a comprehensive law, and it does have mandatory reporting. We can't emphasize that enough. We hope you've learned enough to keep your children safe. Do give yourself a pat on the back for completing this video series. Do reach out to us should you have any questions or want more information. We'd be happy to share them with you all. Our email address is rubarooindia@gmail.com, and we'd be happy to help in any way we can. Our team is one full of counselors, so we'd always be glad to help you. Don't forget to like or share. This is a free resource. The more people that know, the better equipped they are to handle something that's quite challenging. Don't forget to fill in the form, send it to us, and if you have any pictures or videos of you teaching your children any of this content, please do share that with us, and we'd be happy to feature you as a parent of the day on our Instagrams and other social media handles. Thank you, and bye-bye.